These simple tricks are what doubles my notary income. So a lot of people want to make way more than they're making now, but some people just want to make double what they're making now. So let's say that you're making $500 a month and you want to get to 1,000, or if you're at 1,000 and you want to go ahead and get to that 2,000. How can you do it? These are going to be simple 3 tips that can help you close that gap and just, level you up and get you to that next level. So first thing I want to say is when it comes to business, a lot of times doing the same thing over and over, as long as it's progressing and actually making a difference, can help you close that gap. I think a lot of times people try to do these other fancy tactics and then not get deeper on the one tactic that was working for them, and then they miss out on gains. But sometimes doing the things that are working, but just 10xing the amount of efforts into that particular thing can be the thing that makes you more. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always pretty. It's not always like something fabulous or like a revolutionary idea. Sometimes it's just putting in more effort into that one thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at all the things that have worked for you in the past, and this is for anybody that's watching this video, if you look at all the things that's worked for you in the past, whatever one of those things are, that's like, all right, anytime I do this, I make some money. Just 10x the amount of effort on that one particular thing. Because sometimes that 10x is a 2x. And shout out to the book called 10x is 2x. But sometimes for you to 2x what you're doing now, you might have to put in 10 times the amount of effort. You might have to put in way more effort that you thought that you needed to just to get to that. So in the back of your mind, always remember that. I'm going to just start off by saying that 10x is 2x. So if you go into it, I remember when I was growing one of my older YouTube channels, in order for me to actually see some gains, I had to 10x what I was doing, and then I actually started seeing the progress. So that's just a little pro tip to start you off with. And I thought it was important to say that because sometimes these might not be the tricks that you were looking for, but it's something that I know is going to work. So first things first, how do you make more? You're going to want to target your reoccurring clients, right? Target your reoccurring clients. When you go back to your CRM, when you go back to your notary journal, when you go back to that sheet of paper that you were writing things on, and you see a client's name that continuously pops up, take heed to that. Even if they pop up 2 or 3 times and you've done a job for them only 2 or 3 times, take heed to that, because that thing in and of itself is giving you a data point that's very pivotal to changing the outcome and the trajectory of your notary business. For example, you see an individual on your notary book that's only worked with you, that's worked with you 2 to 3 times. At that point, you need to see what type of document, where is that person located, what his demographic is, and or her, and what those psychographics are. Because what you're ultimately trying to do is pinpoint the type of people or the type of clients or the type of area that's giving you the most reoccurring clients. So if you see that you're getting a reoccurring client and that person happens to be an old person at a healthcare, at a retirement home, and they've used you 2 or 3 times for like a power of attorney or for whatever it is, then maybe you need to start marketing towards other people that are within the same area or getting the same type of documents done. You start to see patterns, and this is why I say it's very important not to jump from business to business, because when you tend to put like half-ass or just half the amount of effort that you could be doing into your business, you're missing out on the whispers in your business, and the whispers are what makes the difference. So for example, if you're trying to focus on the notary business, but you want to also focus on this business, and then you want to also focus on this Airbnb because you saw people doing it, then you're going to miss out on these little bumps and these little signs inside your business. So focus on the same thing and listen to your business. Because if that client keeps coming back, then maybe, just maybe, you need to double down on getting more clients that are just like that client that you have. Because not only are they going to keep coming back, when you get other individuals that are also reoccurring, you're making that same amount of money every month or multiple times a month. And that in and of itself can double your income. Not only because you're making more revenue or you're making more income, it's also because you're not spending more money out on ads or other types of marketing. When you're not having to spend money, that lifetime value of your customer raises, which can also raise the revenue and the income that you're making. So focus on target on those recurring clients, see the type that come in a lot, use ChatGPT, use whatever type of resource that you can to figure out, all right, who is the client? Why does this client always book for me? How can I find more clients like that? You need to be asking yourself these type of questions. You need to be asking yourself these type of questions, because that's what's going to change everything for you. And one thing I also say, I have a business partner. He's in the cleaning business. So one thing that's big in the cleaning business is they rely a lot on recurring clients as well. But just seeing his experience, I just realized the power of the recurring client so much. Because, for example, he's able to just turn off his ads one day and just live off of the recurring clients that he always has. And it's the same thing for us. When you're no longer marketing, or if Google ads becomes too expensive, or Facebook ads, or Yelp ads, or Bing ads, or the SEO marketing, or if you were to stop any of that stuff, how would you continuously have an inflow of customers? You see what I'm saying? So these are things you want to think about, because even when you want to sell your business, for example, the amount of recurring clients that you have as well raises the value of your business if you want to get to that level of selling it. But I say all of that to say you want to target your recurring clients and mimic who they are and get more and like them. Next up, you want to charge for convenience. Charge for convenience. When you charge for convenience, this alone can raise the limits, raise the average order value, raise the amount of money that you're getting per customer, which is extremely important. Case in point, let's say that you're going to somebody's house to do a power of attorney or estate planning, right? If you're going there to do a document like that, then depending on your state, sometimes you need 2 witnesses. They don't have 2 witnesses, or sometimes a lot of people, they don't want to use their neighbors because they want to keep their information private. So they'll ask you to bring a witness, or they'll ask if you have a witness ready. If you're charging $100, right, for this power of attorney, you can charge 2 of your clients. You can charge your clients $50 per witness, which is not a crazy thing to do, because they'll rather just pay somebody. Give your witness, $10, or if it's a friend, they'll just come with you, and then that's an extra $100. You almost doubled your income doing that one thing. So simple add-ons, simple a la carte services. So, for example, you have your witness, which is one of the easiest things to do depending on the document. You also have your printing out the documents. You also have the mailing your documents, things like that. It may not seem a lot in the actual moment, because it's like, oh, this is only $10 here, this is only $20 here. But if you were to take a synopsis, if you were to add up all the amount of add-ons or signing services that you have, you'll realize like, whoa, I actually made a lot of money from doing this. So those convenient services, those after-hour services, those I'll get there within an hour services, you need to charge for those, because it adds value for people, 1. And then 2, it allows you to make some more money. That's simple. It's not rocket science. It's very simple. So that was that. Next up is charging for the, I can kind of group those together, but basically what I was going to say is your add-ons, your mini services are basically like, your convenient services are more so like your same days, your mobile, your after hours, and then last but not least was your add-on services. So your add-on services, which was different. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just group them together, but you guys get the point. Oops, my iPad's tripping. But anyways, your add-on services is like the printing the documents, the printing the documents, the same day deliveries, I'm going to bring extra tools. It's just like anything extra that they want. If they ask you for anything outside of the scope of business that you usually do, you need to charge for that. So that's like scanning, that's like courier delivery, that's like prep guidance, that's like, well, not giving legal advice, but referring them to somebody else. These are the type of things that's like, okay, these are going to bring me in extra income. So charging for your add-ons, or like mini add-on services, I guess I could call that. Mini add-on services. Usually people get a little bit scared to do this because they feel like, oh man, I'm charging. Oops, I didn't even move it back for you guys to see. Usually people get scared of this because they feel like, oh, I'm just charging them too much. I feel like I'm charging them for every little thing. But we live in America. You better charge. You don't have to rip anybody off or just be super expensive, but each thing that you do is outside of the scope of what you do. Hence the reason why it's important sometimes to have like a service agreement, or to clearly explain to the client what your job is to do. or like, hey, I'm coming here to do this and this and this. Well, do you need any additional services? Do you need me to print? Do you need to scan? You can lay that stuff off. And after you do that, say, okay, no problem. It's just going to be a $10 additional fee for me to do or bring the prints in or whatever it is. But lay it out like that. Don't be scared to charge these additional services because these are going to be the things that save you. But anyways, these are just simple tips, simple tricks that can double your income. It's not the flashiest thing in the world. Of course, there's more things. But these are off the top of my head. I know, like, if you just turn the lever up on these 3 things, this can change the trajectory of how much that you're making. So thought it was important to tell you guys. There's a little announcement at the end of this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and check this video out. If you found this helpful, make sure to join our free Notary Knowledge Academy. It's the #1 community for all notaries. And if you need one-on-one mentorship on how to grow your business from 3 to 8K plus in your notary business, all the links are down below. Go ahead and click that, and I'll see you guys on the inside.